Okay, sit yourself onto your lift and then come into a good cross-leg position. Actually, no, let's do virasana. So we'll start off in virasana. So my back is a little stiff this morning, as some of the groups is as well. So virasana is actually a little bit more freeing than swastikasana. So sit back on your, unless there's a problem with your knees, in which case sit in swastikasana if this poses a problem. So sitting just normal cross legs if this is a problem, but otherwise just come into virasana. So the knees are together, the feet are apart, and you're sitting on a lift. You can sit directly on the floor, but first thing in the morning, probably you probably need to warm into that. So just get hold of your inner heels and then encourage the inner heels to roll out to away from the hips so that you draw the little toe side onto the floor. So you just roll out the inner heels to the outer heels, not trying to crack any bones, just trying to kind of bring the top of the foot firmly onto the floor. And then lift up into the chest. And then bring your hands into Namaste. So before we close our eyes, just spend a moment in virasana and just observe how it feels a little different than typical swastikasana. Virasana perhaps gives you a greater lift in the chest. It's easier to elevate the heart area up to the ceiling. So lengthen your armpits from your elbows, or elbows from your armpits even. Push the elbows into the heels of the hands and the heels of the hands into the fingertips. Just look at something that doesn't move, keeping your eyes still in the sockets. And then with an exhalation, keeping your eyes still in the sockets if you can. Bring your eyes to a close. Just focus on the sound of the inhalation, the sound of the exhalation. Focusing on long, slow, deep, deliberate inhalations and exhalations. Fill in your lungs from the bottom to the top, drawing your observation into your breath. So external thoughts may well seek to intrude, and that's fine. Just let that thought just drift away with the out-breath. And then turn your attention solely to your breath if you can. Just observing as you inhale how the chest accommodates the breath, lifting upwards and outwards, and how the intercostal muscles around the rib cage help to relax the chest with the exhalation. So as you inhale, the intercostal muscles stretch. Intercostal muscles are between the ribs. And as you exhale, the intercostal muscles relax. With an exhalation, draw your chin down to meet your chest. Spend a moment to seek to generate a genuine, heartfelt sense of gratitude for something or someone or somewhere. Hold on to that feeling of abundance in your heart area, and then release the backs of your hands down to your knees, down to the thighs. Just bring the palms of the hands to face upwards, bring the tip of the finger to make contact with the tip of the thumb. Just a gesture of wisdom, of physical intelligence, and of peacefulness that we can carry into our practice as an intention. And then raise your head, just allow your eyes to softly open. And then stretch your arms out in front, interlock your fingers right into the webbing of the hands, and then turn your palms all the way out. And then raise your arms over your head. Just take some deep inhalations, deep exhalations, pushing the shins into the floor to activate the thighs, to activate the hips. Reach from the hips into the armpits, into the elbows, into the wrists, into the palms. Take a deep inhalation, and then with an exhalation, turn to the right side. Just turn the torso to the right side. Try and keep your head level. Just try and keep your head still as you turn. So you won't be able to get as big a turn as you do in swastikasana, but just bring some energy to lifting into the arms and to turning. And then come back to the center. And then turn to the left. And then gently come back to the center and release your arms. Just hold on to the interlock of the fingers, but then swap it. So swap the interlocked fingers so that the other index finger is on the top of the stack, and then turn your palms all the way out. Raise your arms over your head, lift up into the chest. Again, activating the shins and the thighs and the hips and the armpits and the elbows and the wrists and the palms, and then turn to the right again, lifting up into the chest. Just keeping the head as level as you can, just keeping the head level with the chest, but turn the shoulders, turn the ribs, and then come back to the center. And then turn to the left. And then come back to the center and release your arms. Just release the palms onto the tops of the hands onto the knees, onto the thighs, and then lift up into the chest, drawing your shoulders down away from your ears. So from here, just come up onto your knees, and then just sit back on your lift, and then get a belt, and then stretch your legs out. So stretch your legs out in front. Have your feet hip width apart to start off with. just to straighten out the legs. So the tops of the feet and the ankles might feel a little stiff after virasana. So just activate the legs, activate the shins by pushing them into the floor. Lift the kneecaps up towards the thighs. Press the fronts of the knees through to the backs of the knees. Activate the thigh muscle, lifting the thigh muscle all the way up into the hip socket, turning the fronts of the thighs inwards, and then lift up into the chest. Take a deep inhalation. If you've got a stiff back, then you might want to just stay at this first stage. Otherwise, come forwards just a little. Just see how your body responds. Lift up into the heart area. Lift the abdomen up to the diaphragm, up to the collarbone as you come forwards, keeping the head lifted. Hinging entirely at the hips. Pushing the legs into the floor, lifting up into the chest. Just refreshing the legs after sitting in virasana. Press the kneecaps through to the backs of the knees and lift up into the chest. And then gently release. And then sit back in virasana, but without the lift this time. So have your knees apart, sit back on your heels, your knees apart, and then lift up into your chest. So we're going to do our paryankasana variation to start off with. So again, press the shins into the floor, press the tops of the feet into the floor, lift up into the chest, and then reach behind you, and then just bring your hands underneath your shoulders, no further back. Fingertips pointing in the direction of your knees, and then press the palms firmly into the floor and lift the wrists up into the elbows, up into the armpits. So lift the wrists all the way up into the armpits. So you might want to stay at this stage. Or you might want to turn the tailbone in and lift the seat bones up to the ceiling. You can keep your head where it is, just looking forwards, or you can stretch the chin back. But don't do that if that creates any problems with breathing. Lift from the wrists up into the armpits so that the chest opens. And then gently come down and then just sit back on your heels. Lift up into your chest, just re-establish yourself, your balance, and then come forwards into Adho Mukha Virasana, just feeling how your body responds to the pose this morning and working with sensitivity. So my back is a little stiff this morning, so I'm just going to stay lifting the chest, keeping the head lifted, but you just adapt that if that affects your breathing. So I'm thinking of you, Andrew, to just like nice and soft, and then perhaps have a block under your head rather than coming all the way down if there is resistance. So push back into your seat bones. So for my back, this is a really nice stretch, but I'm just coming into it with caution, drawing the tailbone down towards the floor, lengthening from the hips into the armpits, into the elbows, into the wrists, into the palms, feeling that you're really extending yourself forwards. So adapting the pose to accommodate any conditions that may be aggravated. Just breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. And then push your hands underneath your shoulders into the floor, and then come up. Just sit back on your heels. Just lift the heart area upwards. Draw the shoulders down. Just observe how the body feels. Again, sitting in virasana for a little while will kind of make your legs seize up a little. So come up onto your knees, and we'll go up into dog down. Or if you're not doing dog down, then do dandasana, stretching your legs out in the same way as we do in dog down. Turn your toes under for dog down, and then come up into Adho Mukha Svanasana. Just breathe into the pose. Observe how your body feels in the pose this morning. Just paying attention to the action of the physical body, aiming for evenness. And if you've got any resistance, then often that just wholly encapsulates your attention, and then you forget to draw your attention beyond it and into the legs, into the arms, into the chest. So aim for evenness of action. Observe your action of the legs. Are they working evenly? Do they feel like a mirror image of each other? Breathe in through the nose and out through the nose, listening to the breath. Okay, from here we're going to go into dog up. So keep the hands where they are, keep the feet where they are, swing the hips forwards, and then lift up into the chest. Stay on the tiptoes. Keep the legs activated. Lengthen from the abdomen to the diaphragm, to the collarbone, to the chin. Trying to draw the lower ribs through the arms. And then go back up into dog down. Just staying in dandasana, activating the legs if you're in dandasana, activating the spine. And then step your feet forwards, just come up into the standing position. Get some blocks for your hands for half uttanasana. Have your feet as wide apart as your mat. Turning the toes inward so that the outside edge of your feet line up really precisely with the edge of the mat. Bring your hands into your hips and then walk the thumbs towards each other behind you. Lift up into the chest. And then hinge at the hips. Keep the head lifted, keep the chest lifted, and then reach forwards and down and find the blocks. If you need something higher than the blocks, then put them on top of a bolster, or just something higher. You can bring your hands onto the top of a table if you need to. But just, again, go into the mode of observation. So if we just do the pose, wait there until we say to come out of the pose, we're not really engulfing the body in the body and the mind. So just feel how the physical body feels within the pose. Observe the pose, in other words. Breathe in through the nose and out through the nose, listening to the breath. Lift the thigh muscle, the frontal thigh muscles up towards the tops of the legs. Lift the kneecaps towards the thighs. Lift the shins towards the kneecaps, away from the feet. Hit the shins back so that your weight is in your heels. If you can go down lower, then do. but just working with sensitivity. So sensitivity only comes when you develop a sequence of observation and activation. So observation is physical intelligence. It's drawing your attention into the physical body, feeling the body that the eyes can't see. So if you're looking forwards, if you're lifting your head, extending the shoulder blades in towards the front chest, then chances are you can't really see any of the body. Can you feel it? Can you create a physical image in your head of the physical body? Can you feel whether the body is working evenly in 3 dimensions? So address the imbalance. So I can feel my legs are really not willing to work evenly this morning. So I have to really concentrate on making those legs work evenly. And then as soon as they start working evenly, my back feels a bit better. So it's finding the action. It's observing the action and then observing the evenness of the action. Okay, bring your hands into your hips, bend your knees on the way up if you need to, and then come up into a standing position. Just be in Tadasana. So have the inner edge of your feet together, your heels and your big toes together, and then activate your legs as in Tadasana, as in that Adho Mukha Svanasana, the way that we've been working our legs so far. So turn the fronts of the thighs inwards, tuck the tailbone in, activate the kneecaps, lift from the abdomen, consciously up to the diaphragm, up to the collarbone. Turn the palms all the way out so that they rotate in the sockets. Bring your arms out to the sides, in towards your chest, and then step or jump your feet apart. Just bring your arms nice and wide. Turn your left toes in and your right leg and foot all the way out. And then turn to face the front. Just feel that your legs are in the right place, that your feet are in alignment with each other. So this front foot is in line with the instep of the back foot. Just feel that and then have a quick look, make sure that that's the case. Correct it if it's not, and start to rotate this front leg from the big toe side to the little toe side. And then reach over and find the shin looking up to the ceiling. Again, just using your focus and sensitivity to observe whether the body is working in 3 dimensions, working in alignment and in balance. So the front leg buttock bone squeezing in? Is the front leg turning all the way out? Is that back leg as evenly engaged as the front leg? Stretching from the hip into the heel. Turn the abdomen up to face the ceiling. Breathing in and out through the nose if you can. Reach up with the top hand, come back to the center, swap the feet around, turn the right toes in and the left leg and foot all the way out. Just spend a moment just to observe the position of the feet. Try and feel where they are. Are they in alignment? Is this front heel in line with the instep of the back foot? Just have a quick look, make sure, adjust if you've gone too far. and then come over to the left. Breathing even, deep inhalations and exhalations. Turning the chest up to face the ceiling, turning the abdomen to the ceiling, spread the fingers and the palms of the top hand. So from here, we're going to go into dog down, but not everyone goes into dog down. Not everyone's doing dog down in this group at the moment. So if you don't, then just come out of the pose as usual, step or jump the feet together, and then go into Adho Mukha Virasana. So sitting back on your heels, and then go into Adho Mukha Virasana. Otherwise, just reach the top hand down to the floor so that it comes onto the big toe side of the foot. Bring the other palm of the hand down to the floor, and then step back into dog down. Breathing even, deep inhalations and exhalations. Just listening to the breath. Keeping the fronts of the legs really active. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose, just finding your balance of action. So we're doing minimal poses this morning, but we're doing them hopefully with some kind of level of deeper observation. Is there balance in action, or is it more on one side than the other? From here, we're going to go into rajakapotasana. So you might not do rajakapotasana from dog down. You might come down onto your knees and go into it from there. That's fine. So if that's the case, then come down onto your knees. Otherwise, from dog down, swing the right knee forwards to make contact with the right wrist. Bringing the right foot underneath the left thigh. Bring the left leg down onto the floor and then stretch that left leg away. And then bring the fingertips onto the floor, lift up into the chest, elevating the heart area upwards, stretch into the back foot. Lengthen the abdomen up to the diaphragm, up to the collarbone, and up to the chin. Just breathe even, deep inhalations or exhalations. You can lift the chin to the ceiling, or if that doesn't work for you, don't do it if it doesn't work for you. Just look forwards in that case. Bring the palms of the hands down onto the floor. Step back onto all fours if you're going onto all fours, or go back into dog down, or go back up into dog down. So step that back foot in a little, and then push yourself back up into dog down, or go onto all fours. Just breathing in through the nose and out through the nose, listening to the breath. And then either from the knees or from dog down, swing the left knee forwards to make contact with the left wrist. Bring the left foot underneath the right thigh. Stretch the right thigh, the right leg away, come up onto the fingertips, reach up into the chest, just feeling that amazing stretch in the abdominal muscles, lifting up into the chest. Breathing even and deep inhalations and exhalations. Turning that back leg in Tadasana action, turning the front of the thigh inwards so that the back of the thigh broadens outwards, so that the hip can come level. And then bring the palms down, turn your toes under, step in a little, go back into onto the knees if you're not going into dog down, or step yourself back into Dog down if you can. So again, go back into dog down and into a sensation of evenness. Okay, and then come down onto your knees. Sit back on your heels. And then just lift the chest, elevate the heart area upwards, and then come forwards into Ardha Mukha virasana, relying entirely on the hips to come forwards, just bending from the, or moving from the hips, keeping the heart area lifted, keeping the chest lifted, and then bring your forehead down to the floor or use a block underneath your head if you need it. Just breathing in through the nose and out through the nose, listening to the breath. Okay, bring your hands underneath your shoulders, push yourself up into seated position, just sitting back on your heels. Just feel the lightness, the energetic lightness in the chest and in the legs. Does that lightness feel even? Just allow the body to become light. So sit yourself into the cross-leg position. Just come down onto the floor. You can do half padmasana or you can do cross legs. Just hold onto your knee. Lift up into the chest, elevating the heart area down to the floor. So if you struggle to lift the chest at this stage, sit on a lift like we were sitting on at the beginning, or sit on a folded blanket. Elevate the heart area upwards, draw the shoulders down away from the ears. And take a deep inhalation, and on an exhalation, just gently lift the chest, come forwards. If you've got a bad back, you might want to just stay at this first stage or just come forwards very gently. You'll need some blocks to come forwards with, so just holding onto the knees, lifting the abdomen up to the diaphragm, keeping the head lifted. Get the blocks and then come forwards just a little bit at a time. Just observing any resistance and respecting that resistance. Keeping the heart area lifted, lengthening forwards, bringing your hands onto the blocks. Listening to the breath. So where there is resistance, respect it and just acknowledge whether to go further or just stay where you are or come back. Just listen to that resistance, but whatever you do, keep the heart area lifted, keep the head lifted. And then walk your hands back, come back to cross legs. Just lift up into the chest, just feel the lightness of the limbs. Just acknowledge the lightness of the arms, almost as though the skin is full of effervescence. Just whichever way you've crossed your legs, whether in half padmasana or swastikasana, swap the legs the other way round. So in half padmasana, the other leg is on the top. In swastikasana, you just cross the legs the other way around. It will feel a bit weird perhaps, so you might just need to just adjust underneath the seat bones, and then again lift up into the chest, and then hinging at the hips, lifting the abdomen up to the diaphragm, up to the collarbone. Again, just come forwards, or just stay at that first stage if it's causing discomfort. So you don't want to aggravate a condition, but at the same time you don't necessarily want to become a slave to it, so you just observe what your body can do. Breathe into areas of resistance. Push your out breath into areas of resistance. Feel where there is freedom in the body, as well as observing resistance. And gently walk your legs back. Just stay in the cross-leg position that you are in. Just observe the lightness of the limbs. Lift up into the chest and then turn to the right side, drawing your abdomen across, and your ribs and your shoulders. Drawing your belly button across to the right knee, feeling that the seat bones remain level. You don't push all of your weight over to one side. Come back to the centre. Just hold onto your knees, lift up into the chest, and then turn to the left. And then come back to the centre. Just straighten out your legs and then just bring yourself down onto the floor and into, just down onto the floor, just pull your knees into the chest, just have just a little rock from side to side, from top to bottom, just giving yourself a gentle massage on the spine. And then bring your feet into konasana, supta, konasana. Soles of the feet are together, the knees are apart. If there's stiffness in your hips, then put some blocks underneath the outsides of your thighs. Otherwise, just hold on to your lower ribs. If your head feels like it rolls back, then you can put a blanket underneath your head. Hold onto your lower ribs gently. And then just observe your breath. Observe your inhalations and exhalations. Just focus on long, slow, deep, deliberate in-breaths and out-breaths. Keeping jaw soft, keeping your tongue soft. Just observe the breath as it enters and as it exits, filling the lungs from the bottom to the top. Just keeping your attention in the physical body, and any external thoughts that enter, just allow them to drift away with the out breath. Just feel how the physical body responds to this pose of supta baddha konasana. Let the body become light. So feel how through your practice you bring energy into the skin. You bring energy into the bones so that the limbs begin to feel lighter. So observe that lightness and allow it to become part of your supta baddha konasana. As you inhale and exhale, observe how the chest rises upwards and outwards, but also how the abdomen rises. Rises with the in-breath and lowers with the out-breath. And then raise your arms up to the ceiling, interlock the fingers right into the webbing of the hands, turn the palms all the way out, and then lengthen your arms along the floor, away from your head. If there's stiffness in your shoulders, put a folded blanket or some blocks underneath your hands to support your shoulders. Otherwise, just remain on the mat, releasing into the floor, but extending deeply into the arms. Just finding a space where you can address any discomfort so that it feels just even with the rest of the body. Raise your arms, just swap the interlock of your fingers, turn the palms all the way out, and then extend your arms along the floor. And then raise your arms, just bring your hands just back on, release your hands, bring them back onto the lower ribs. Just feeling the energy in the hands. Just feeling that lightness of energy in the hands and in the arms. Using your breath to distribute that energy into the shoulders and into the chest and the abdomen and the hips and the legs, just feeling that sensation of lightness. And then draw your knees together, have your knees together and your feet apart. And then straighten out your legs, just lift up to make sure you're in a really good straight line right down the centre of the mat. And then allow yourself to just gently release into the floor. Just giving in to that same feeling of energetic lightness. It might feel different because we're in a different position, but just draw your attention into the physical body. Just allow the body to become heavy. Allow the body to become heavy, but at the same time that heaviness permits a feeling of intense lightness on the inside, radiating from the bones and into the muscles and the organs and the flesh and the skin. And then when you're ready to disturb yourself, just wriggle your toes, wriggle your fingers. And then bend your knees in towards your chest. Just have a little rock from side to side, from top to bottom, just a gentle massage on the spine. And then roll over onto your right side. Just stay down for a breath or two. And then straighten out your top leg, come back up into a seated position, just a final cross legs with your hands in the masti, just a final spinal lift. Draw your breath in through your nose and out through your nose. And then bring your chin down to meet your chest. Just become conscious of the energy that you have released through your practice this morning. A good, positive, healthy flow of clean energy that the extensions and the forward bends and the twists and the reclining poses bring to the body and to the mind. Spend a moment to acknowledge the positive energy around the heart area. then send some of that positive energy out into the world. And then release the backs of your hands down toward your knees, palms facing upwards. Just connecting the tip of the index finger with the tip of the thumb, just a gesture of wisdom and of physical intelligence and of peacefulness that we can carry into our day as an intention. And then raise your head, allow your eyes to softly open and focus to softly come back. Thank you very much. Thank you. So hopefully you feel like you've really lifted your energy, giving yourself lots of good, positive energy to put into your day. So thank you very much for joining me.